love oysters, but do you know how it's grown? I'll show you how at Jim Well's Oyster Farm. It is located along the Grand Pacific Drive, along the Greenwell Point. And this is actually not a pretty out place for tourists, but rather it's a factory by itself. So you sort of get a feeling like the authentic oyster farm. What's the difference between this oyster and the Pacific oyster?
Right, the Sydney Rock oyster is a much smaller oyster and much sweeter oyster.
Creamy texture.
Creamy texture, where the Pacific oyster is much larger. Different?
I only saw it in the Sydney Fish Market where they use the machine.
The machine, yeah.
Yeah.
You're watching me, I am a machine!
Hey! Jim Well's machine!
Jim Wells, that's it!
Jim, for the best possible flavor and the freshness, we must eat it after an hour after shacking.
Normally the best time to eat oyster is fresh.
Fresh.
Freshly open, and we have a lot of people come here. They buy their oysters, they sit down the front, and what they do then is some of them bring their wine with them, bring their beers with them. They sit there, they enjoy their oysters. Sometimes the birds are flying around, the fish are jumping in the water, and they just love it. They just love it.
On my right side is the Sydney's Rock oyster. On the left is the Pacific's oyster. You can look at the size difference. And I bet the texture also feels different a little bit. I'll taste it and I'll tell you. Very fresh, very nice. Jim Well's Oysters! The best oyster in the world!